Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Rebooked, the show where we talk about the big, meaty men and women who be slapping the meat and the stories that they're telling in the process, brother. I'm, of course, GB. You also have Matt, and you have Jake here today, and we are going to yap about some pro wrestling stuff. We have a fun show today that was put together within the last 2 hours. Before we recorded this thing, I had a complete other different direction, and then Matt goes, let's do this. And you know what? It was a great idea, and we're going to do it, and you're going to find out more in a second. But before we do, we want to let everyone know, make sure that you subscribe if you are watching this on YouTube. If you are listening to this across podcast platforms all around the world, make sure you give it a follow, a like, or a comment, however you decide to enjoy your podcast goodness. Or you can check us out at RebookPod.com for all the links, and all the things. In any case, though, Matt, you were gone. You were away. Were you trapped somewhere or something like that? I don't know. What's the lore?
Part of it. I was, and I was going to maybe save this a little bit for my 24/7.
Okay, that's fine.
Yes,
if you want to save it, but you know.
But I was in Mexico for a trip related to the spirits industry, which I dabble in as far as content creation goes. So, yeah, no, I will save a little bit of it, but yeah, we were there and we were supposed to do one thing, and then this has nothing to do with what I was going to talk about later. But we were supposed to go visit a distillery.
Yeah.
And man, Mexican farmers are badass.
Yeah.
And maybe these will be my 24/7. I don't know. I'll think about it during the show. But there was a strike, and instead of just like announcing a strike at a press conference, they literally all organized, took their trucks and blocked every highway out of the city of Guadalajara to prevent anybody from going in or out until they were able to have a meeting or have their demands met and talked about.
They know how to strike.
Literally just shut down traffic in the city. And sure enough, you know what happened? Within a day and a half, they got it sorted and they went back around on their way.
Yeah.
And yeah, man. So it was super fun time. And yeah, I'll talk more about it later, but it was pretty impressive to see.
I don't want to pretend to know the inner workings of what's going on in Guadalajara right now with Mexican politics, but
you're not up on Guadalajara politics.
Is always good. I'm not up to speed necessarily. I gotta look it up. I'm lacking. All right. Well, guys, last week we had our Halloween episode. How was your Halloween, by the way, guys? You had a good one?
Oh yeah, Jake, how was your Halloween?
That's right.
Do anything special?
Your Halloween, Jake?
Do anything cool?
Nah, I was fine.
Did you wear anything special for any special events?
I got married on Halloween.
Yay!
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. I got married on Halloween. Yeah, no, it was cool. We just just got like a little dressed up, like, kind of nice, kind of ridiculous. I wore a orange tuxedo t-shirt under a blazer. Shauna wore a little baby blue bow tie, because I always joked that when we got married, I was going to wear the orange tuxedo from Dumb and Dumber. And so, so that's what we did. And then afterwards, we went and saw, it's the 40th anniversary of Back to the Future.
Amazing.
So it was playing in theaters, and weirdly, I've never seen it in theaters. I've seen it. I've seen it at the Hollywood Bowl with the LA Philharmonic playing along, but I've never seen it in theaters. And I was like,
are you cool with me showing the wedding pic?
I posted it on social. Yeah,
there it is. Of course, the bride and groom looking gorgeous. I love well, Shauna's dress is great as always. I love the bow. Big fan of the red shirt there, Jake. I'm a huge fan of it.
It's orange.
It's orange. I'm blind.
It does look red.
It does look red there, but now it's orange here. I see it. Okay, great. There it is. I'm colorblind, everyone.
A little bit of the clash with the orange glasses, orange shirt, and then the blue tennies.
Yeah, the blue.
Little bit of a clash.
Well, the blue was again a nod to the other tuxedo.
The other suit.
So, the other suit. So yeah.
Congratulations.
But, no, it was great.
Yeah,
Thank you.
That's awesome.
Thank you. We had a good weekend, just relaxing. And it was a nice carefree weekend, so it was good.
And those are
no
the
Alabama
best
game.
Oof.
No Alabama game. I'm gonna get married on a bye week. I'm not gonna do that during a game
keep
week.
these things separate.
I gotta
keep your emotions divided.
Right.
I will say though, you both have now the coolest wedding anniversary. Pretty much
Halloween.
Pretty cool.
So that's
Nick
awesome.
Nick Saban's birthday. Nick Saban's birthday is Halloween.
It's true. Goes back to Alabama, bro.
I told her
that woman.
I waited until we got married to be like, whose birthday was today?
No way.
Nick Saban's
He's like, it's ruined it.
You are diabolical, bro.
Well, we already picked this holiday as a meaning to both of us, but I didn't even think about it until like the day before, and I was like, oh shit, that's right. Nick Saban's birthday is on Halloween.
All roads lead back to the Crimson Tide for you. I love it. It's amazing. All right, well, folks, we had a little Halloween episode. We went through a couple of your guys, choices in the comments, and we also presented some of our own. Matt, you were away. We had found some cool, different costumes and different gimmicks over the course of time, and there were some ones that I had never seen before, but man, some folks in the comments had some good ones too. Shadow Ninja 8 says, I think carrying cross is kind of horror, or at least was. Also, am I one of the only one that misses that? WWE doesn't do a lot of crazy stuff like they used to do anymore. Now it's AEW doing it. I don't know if it's AEW doing it. Do you feel like AEW's
horror?
Like horror?
Really?
Yeah. Like, I don't think so. I would say
Nobody,
WWE has...
The Wyatts are like the only kind of creepy, spooky
supernatural.
Yeah.
Yeah, I will say though, I did like the first iteration of Karrion Kross when they were messing around with him in NXT and stuff. And then, the
black and white intro. And
I thought that stuff was really good. I wish they would have kept it going, but then out of nowhere, they turned him into a,
Road Warrior.
Yeah, Road Warrior with the weird leather fetish. I don't know.
Just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away and I will spare your lives.
We had Ranma said, I would throw in Montanza from Lucha Underground as one of the best monster wrestlers. His debut in Aztec Warfare was insane and can still be found on YouTube. Also, honorable mention for me is the Boogeyman. He was more goofy than horror, but him eating worms and eating the thing on Jillian Hall's face traumatized me as a kid. Yeah, Montanza.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Was it Montanza? What was that his name?
I mean, there were a lot of Lucha Underground characters. I mean, the whole history of Lucha is full with these.
Oh, that was Jeff Cobb.
Over the top. Yeah.
That's right. That was Jeff
kind of
Cobb.
Characters and stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. Here I ended up finding something small, but yeah, like this. That was Jeff Cobb. I remember that. He used because that was when I first saw him do the Tour of the Islands move that he does, which is like that inverted power slam. And I was like, yo, that's crazy. But imagine he does that on someone who's like huge. How would that even work? And he still does it. It's crazy, man. Jeff Cobb is an absolute beast. Mettern Mac says, and I included this one because this one was great. It was the most pretentious Williamsburg comment you could possibly ask for. It said, so mainstream. As a Stampede Wrestling fan, Google Jason the Terrible. And I did Google Jason the Terrible. And I mean, overall it was okay. He was he was basically like a Friday the 13th gimmick.
Terrible is right.
Yeah. But I mean, what's funny is I pulled it up and this was like the first image that I saw, and I'm like, I'm not like too scared of this, but I guess I had to like be there and see it and experience it because it's different seeing it live, right? I mean, there's a certain aura to it. And then someone who I included this one because this is from a longtime listener of the show, CG McWhiskers, said, as someone who also got married on Halloween, it's a great day for it. Never ever will I forget my anniversary. So there you go. Cheers to you, brother. Cheers. Congrats on that one, and happy anniversary because that just passed for you as well, my friend. So congrats. But we weren't the only ones that were in the Halloween spirit. You had pointed this one out, Jake. I think it was you or was it Scan? I don't know, but apparently Damian Lillard from the Portland Trailblazers.
I sent that. Yeah.
Right.
Got into the spirit of things. I gotta say, man, doing wrestler costumes for Halloween, always a win. Always a win.
Yeah.
It's always super fun. I still want to do Kevin Owens one year. That's my
I was Kevin Owens while I was in NXT for a Halloween Battle Royal.
We gotta find
I did all his mannerisms and I gave a pop-up power bomb and everything.
Oh my
God. That's awesome.
I gotta find the picture of that or the video. That is incredible. Please send it.
I'll see if I can find it.
That is awesome. While you do that though, let's talk about some brackets real quick, some tournaments, because guys, I don't know if you know this, but pro wrestling is kind of in their tournament era right now, their tournament arc, if you will. Everyone's doing a tournament nowadays. New Japan Pro Wrestling, though, very, King of the Ring always was a thing as well, but it wasn't like it kind of faded off. I always felt like New Japan had like the tournament thing down on lock, but now everyone's doing it. And there's a AEW Women's Tag Tournament. We talked about the bracket last week. There's also this upcoming John Cena's Final Opponent Tournament, which we have some ideas, and we're going to talk about that in a little bit. But before we do that, I did want to get into this AEW thing real fast, because we did get an update on the bracket. And Jake, last week, you and I, mostly me, I'm going to take this blame because this was me.
Good.
Yeah, no. Yeah. Okay, well, one, relax. How dare you? Okay, number two, also join me in this shame. So here's the deal. We went through the tournament bracket, giving our thoughts on who we thought was going to win, and I was convinced that Aminata and Hayter were going to beat the Sisters of Sin. And Jake said it's a shame that the only team with an actual name will lose in the first round of the tournament. Turns out, Jake, I was wrong. The Sisters of Sin beat Aminata and Hayter, and that kind of blows the whole thing wide open. I'm kind of excited to see where this goes now. Do you have faith that is this signs that maybe the only team with an actual name in the tag team tournament might win the whole damn thing?
Nope.
Still no.
No. I'm still saying it's Willow and Harley. I still think that it's going to be them. I don't think it's as great as that would be. And I'm prepared for when we come back in 2 weeks or whatever to be like, they're the new tag team champions now, or what. Wouldn't surprise me.
We're going to find out tonight on Dynamite when this airs, because it will be Willow Harley versus Monet and Athena. So what happens then, man? If Willow and Harley lose, what happens, man? Who takes it at that point? It's got.
Then I lose interest in the tournament. Then if I don't know. I'm not going to lose interest in it, but that's who I want to win. I send it back. That's what happens.
Matt, I know you weren't here with us for the chat about this, but do want to get some preliminary thoughts from you just on the tag title tournament, who's in it, your thoughts. Oh, you're muted, Matt. I don't know if you're muted for me. Oh, wait, we will figure out.
That's me. It's my stupid shortcut because I was typing something. I accidentally hit the mute button. I did it again. No, I really like it. I like them adding women's tag team titles. And I think there are several teams here that have a really good shot at it. And there's some obvious ones that I don't think are as obvious. I think Toni Storm, given her record, you would think would be like a shoo-in, her and Mina, but I don't think they necessarily are. And I think Willow and Harley are front runners in my mind. I think they've really showcased them the last couple of weeks, just even outside of matches as a unit. I think they could be really entertaining, really interesting as a first set of tag team champs.
Yeah.
That said, I think the main eventers are going to kind of, and I don't say that disrespectfully, kind of implode somewhere between Monet and Athena and Tony and Mina and stuff like that. I think they're going to kind of splinter off into other stories. So I think we're going to have I think the Sisters of Sin, I think is part of that group, get a nice big leg up here because they've been, what's the name of their group with Tekla again?
Oh, the Triangle of Madness.
Triangle, yes. So the fact that they're branding them, they have a faction name and then a team name, makes me think they're kind of setting them up. But yeah, no, I just think it's cool that this is finally happening and establishing some women's tag team wrestling.
Yeah, I also think that, to Jake's point about Willow and Harley, and when you see the track and how it can play out, especially now if Marina Shafir getting added in place of Penelope Ford, because honestly, like I always felt like Bane and Ford were like kind of the ones that would very much get the nod here, but now I'm more thinking it's going to be Willow Harley, because there's been so much contact between Shafir and Willow that it kind of creates like this natural thing. Because I can't see a world where they'll give the tag titles to Shafir and Bane. It would be really cool for them to do that. Maybe add some layers to Megan Bane's character, see how Penelope Ford handles it, being like the third person out of this, tag team. Like, there are directions that they can go. I think that would be fun to explore there. But I do think that Willow and Harley have just been such mainstays of AEW for so long that, you kind of look at it and you're like, man, what a great opportunity to say that your first ever women's tag team champions were AEW originals through and through, Willow Nightingale and Harley Cameron. So, and to Jake's point, it also makes for a more fun story, and you kind of show a little bit of adversity for them, right? They'll beat the sisters, they'll beat Athena and Monet, right? Two people who, like, I'm expecting Harley Cameron to get a pin.
Look at the gauntlet they got to go through.
Yeah,
they got to go through Monet and Athena.
Yeah,
and then they got to beat the only team with a name, which automatically means they're good.
Yeah.
So, and I think
Bane and Shafir
they won their match, though.
Get a win on Tony and Mina, right? And you can even see a situation where Windsor and Riho, like, Windsor pulls out like a surprise win. You know what I mean? On someone like that. Like, there's a world, because they are really big on Alex Windsor. So, like, they can, there's openings,
There's a lot of openings, and it's not holes with it. I think we all agree that I think like Willow and Harley have a really winning shot, but there are so many avenues. To me, it's not 100% clear, which is great.
It's good.
I could see a case be made for almost any of the teams, which is a great way to start.
Yeah.
And then even as they break down into the other, levels of it, again, it's like it could go either way very believably.
I'm glad that AEW took their time setting this one up, because we were like, women's tag titles, when's it happening? Women's blood and guts, when it's happening? And they like established teams, they established some rivalries, they have like a very deep division now that can go in a million different directions. It is AEW, and only thing they got to do more now is just get more women's wrestling on TV. So that is the number one objective, because you have way too much talent right now. Just simply, it's absurd. Just way too much talent. Anyway, so there you have it. AEW Women's Tag Tournament. If you had bet on us to predict the bracket correctly, namely myself, you should never listen to me. This is why I don't gamble. This is why I don't do sports. This is why I don't do any of this stuff. So you done messed up, kid. Take it from the guy who watches college sports all the time. I think he'll steer you down a better path. There's another tournament that's on the horizon, because there's so many tournaments.
So many.
This one is interesting. There's been a lot of conversation and a lot of discussion about who is John Cena's final opponent. All the dirt sheets have been going around posting all the news. It's this guy, it's that guy, it's this guy. And it turns out John Cena the entire time had a different idea. His idea was he wanted to host a tournament for someone to face him. And that was this prize. The prize was getting your ass kicked by John Cena one last time. So firstly, I want to kind of open the floor. Jake, start with you. What do you think of this approach to John Cena's final opponent? Is this exciting to you?
Yeah, I think it's interesting. I mean, I think, I don't know how much of it is Cena's idea. I mean, I feel like all we keep hearing him say is, I show up and do whatever it is that they want me to do, which may be fair enough. But I like the idea of this, hopefully, like, if this can give some exposure and some breath to some new talent, or to some, or not necessarily new talent, but people who have really needed it, then I'm all for it. And that to me feels like the kind of tournament John Cena would want to have happen to see who faces him. You know, I mean, of course, I'm sure we all know in the back who it's going to be. I'm sure that's already been decided. And you know, this tournament's just a fun way to like give people something to kind of root for as far as like a favorite for them to face John Cena.
I'm glad you mentioned that though, because it does feel very John Cena-esque, right, Matt? Like he is the guy who, you know, you speak very highly of him, having worked with him, you know, that would want to put people in a position to get propped up to display their talents. This does feel like something, Matt, of potentially John's creation, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if it's his creation or something that he would, like very much this would be something he would co-sign on. And like when I first heard it, I'll admit it, I kind of rolled my eyes.
I did too.
Because for me as a fan, as like a wrestling fan purist, and not to be confused with like a wrestling purist, like as a fan, I loved big storylines, right? And so like in my head, give me one last great personal feud for John Cena. Build it for like, you know, a month, even if it's just 3 weeks, 4 weeks. He gets into it with somebody. They go back and forth, promos, almost like a pay-per-view style. And like, that's where whoever this next talent gets built up they get to share screen time and everything. However, given the circumstances, because we know John's not going to be on TV every week. Until, you know what I mean? Is he even advertised until Saturday night's main event now? It's just,
I don't think he is.
Right?
No.
Yeah. So you don't have him every week. So you do have to do something else. And it does fit John's MO of like, kind of like his old US title open challenge thing, right? Where it's just like guys who are underrepresented getting a chance to go out there and do their thing.
Yeah.
It feels weird, to Jake's point, and you know the joke, kind of. It feels weird fighting for just the chance to fight a dude, but
and fighting to get your ass whipped by John Cena. That's
but at the same time, we're all kidding ourselves if we don't, acknowledge the fact that that's what everybody as a fan does. It is an honor. Like that's not. It doesn't feel that weird to say. You know what I mean? If they would have done this,
the story is
it would have been fine.
The match. You know?
Yeah. And honestly, there is something to be said for like, hey, we know it's his last match, so it's not going beyond that. But I mean, for anybody, like if you do beat John Cena in his final match, what a thing to hang your hat on. So it's the opportunity to make a name for yourself in a big, big way. Whether it's an old rival finally getting the last laugh or an up and comer making establishing themselves on top. So I'm okay. At first I was weird, but now
at first it felt unnecessary.
Yeah, it felt kind of unnatural. It was just like, let's just force this thing. But yeah, again, given John not being there regularly, you can't do anything more personal, really.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to set it up somehow.
I also think this is an opportunity for WWE to kind of establish some new rivalries, get people, crossing paths that they normally would not have had an opportunity to. Because I think that like a lot of people that I talk to who, like friends of mine who reach out to me because like they know I'm a fan of wrestling and they always are like, hey, what do you think of what's going on right now? A lot of the people who do that to me all kind of say, oh yeah, it's kind of lame right now. It's not like that exciting. And that's kind of been the odd
they're not
thing.
Wrong.
And they're not necessarily wrong. Yeah. I think there are aspects of WWE programming right now that are pretty good. Like Dominic Mysterio, for example, has been awesome, But again, it's like, small things, and then the overall bigger picture has kind of been like a little all over the place as of late. And I think that this tournament is very symbolic of just the unfortunate story of John Cena's final run in WWE, because it's not that it was bad, it's that it just could have been so much better. And what we ended up getting was a fun heel John Cena with cool moments that were really jaw-dropping and shocking, that then hard pivoted because it lost its mojo very quickly. And now this is very much like, just feels like the best solution to kind of close it out, where it's like, yeah, you know what, we might as well get something out of this last match, which would be, hey, we can have all these wrestlers who normally wouldn't face off against each other now, maybe create some new feuds, get some new things going, get some new story beats, because it's very reminiscent to me of when AEW did the Continental Classic the first time around, and how they had built a lot of great stories from the Continental Classic. And at first you're thinking, oh, you know, this is just like Eddie Kingston, you know, the King of the Bums, like that was the arc and everything. But they also had like the Mark Briscoe, I believe Mark Briscoe not winning a round in that one. I think that was that year, that it was either that one or Danny Garcia. It was one of those two. Or Jay Lethal, I know, also had a little bit of a fun story coming out of that one. Again, small, but like interesting. We'll see what happens. We like talking about story. So hopefully there's some stuff that comes out of it. That being said, well, we don't know who's in the bracket. We only know 4 names right now. Right? That's it. We only got 4 names.
Yep.
And of those 4 names, we
don't know how big the bracket is.
Yeah. Well,
we don't know anything.
Well, we do. We know it's 16 people.
16. Right.
So here's the deal, right? We figured we have a little bit of fun with this, because the 4 names that we know definitively that are in this competition for John Cena's love, which is what we're going to call it, by the way. It's the fight for Cena's love. All right. It's Sheamus, Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, the last rose, and Alexander Rusev. Okay. Of course, he doesn't go by that anymore, but in my world, he's still an Alexander. So those are the 4 names that we have. What we're going to do is we are going to pick from the current roster, as well as, according to John Cena, people outside of WWE, right? Which may include AAA, or for those who don't speak Spanish, AAA. It'll also include TNA, you know, the promotion that guy works for, right over there. And then also NXT. So, and of course, our current roster between Raw and SmackDown superstars. Here's the bracket, and well, not the bracket, but here is the visual for you guys. So here's how it's going to work, right? Jake is going to make his first pick, then I will pick, and then Matt will pick 1 and 2, and we will give our decisions along the way. Jake,
good old snake draft style.
You are up first. You get to pick. Ooh, what a choice to make. Who do you have? You have so many options, man.
Yeah, the field is wide open.
Yeah, and I've already got my first pick locked in, written
thought of mine
on this very card. Yeah, I was ready as soon as you said we're doing this, and as soon as you said I got the first pick, I know who it was.
Man, okay.
Because I have talked about this individual being John Cena's last opponent on this show.
Yeah,
I've talked about this before. I think he would be a perfect person for John Cena to pass the torch to, as far as hey, this guy's one of the next big. I mean, I think my first pick in this draft is none other than the Ring General Gunther.
All right,
that's my first. That is my first overall pick. Is Gunther
first pick?
I think Gunther. I think he's the best option. I think he's one of the. I'll say this: he's one of the best options as the guy to be the last one to beat Cena.
Yeah.
As you talked about before, what a feather in the cap that would be for this guy's already incredible resume.
Yeah.
He's the longest reigning Intercontinental Champion. He's been 2-time heavyweight champion, and he's the guy who retires John Cena. Like, that's big. That, like, to me, really establishes him as a top guy.
I don't disagree.
Really quick too, I think one of the rules we forgot to lay out that I think we all kind of agreed to. I know we talked about it off air or in our chat, but we're generally
Matt's already changing the rules.
No. Just anybody he's faced in a marquee match along the retirement tour, Cody, Randy, AJ. We're gonna assume those people are off the table. I mean, maybe they won't be, maybe they will pop up, but for our argument, since we've already seen them in a prime spot with John Cena, we're gonna guess this is someone who has not had that honor yet.
Yeah. I will agree with that. I am going to now make my choice. Now, I'm there are a lot of ways that I can go, and I'm gonna go with some fun first. I'm gonna go with one that I know I'm stealing this one from someone, and I have no regrets. My first choice will be
no regrets.
Former TNA World Champion Joseph H. Hendry. He will be one of the people.
That's a great pick
in this competition, and I feel like it's kind of a given. I mean, when you talk about like who would be
he's advocated so much to face Cena, and Cena's told him, hey, make it happen. And
I don't think it would be unrealistic to expect a Joe Hendry deep run in this tournament if he is in it.
I don't think it would be either.
But I do think he can because I think like this is a good opportunity also for WWE to like, I was going to also say Mike Santana, but eventually he'd have to lose.
I see him as a Final Four, Joe Hendry.
Exactly.
He's easily a Final Four.
I see him as a Final Four. That's my choice. Matt, did you have Joe potentially in your list?
Yeah, he was in like the roster. People again, same thing. Like I don't know that he would be the winner, but I think with how much he's spoken about it, and again, he like Jake said, he mentioned talking to John. John put it on him. Was like, this is on you. If you want it, you got to advocate for it.
Make it happen.
Make it happen. Rise your stock, your star enough. And I think he has done a good job of continuing that. And I think, without being explicit, and I don't know, it's no secret. Clearly, Joe is headed to WWE NXT. I don't know whenever that officially will happen from a paperwork standpoint, but it's clear that's the direction. So what a way to kind of maybe, again, I don't know what the dates and specifics are, but for Joe Hendry to kind of explode onto the WWE scene officially as in this tournament with a deep run in this tournament. So I think that would be, I think like you said, I think it's a given that he's in there. We'll see how far he potentially goes. All right. So now it comes to me, and I have the first snake twist. So I get 2 picks.
That's right.
So to start, I think I'm going to go with one that I also have mentioned on this show, that I think, while I don't think it's any secret, most of us probably hold Gunther as probably a really, really top 3% chance of winning this. I think that's a lot of fans. I do think this person with the right story and with the right, I think could also be that person. And I think they are bound for big things in 2026. And that's Sami Zayn. They kind of cut his US title run short, which at first, like a lot of fans, would make me go, huh. But then it started to make me think, I think he's bound for a world title run, even if it's a shorter one, just kind of an acknowledgement one in 2026. And I think what a way to start. I feel like whoever wins this, and if they beat John Cena, this is almost like an equivalent in a way to like a Royal Rumble win.
Yeah.
Like, I think it's something you go into 2026 with. We're like, it's not official, But hey, general manager, whoever is on your show,
I just beat the greatest of all time.
While also beating the roster along the way.
Exactly. So I think while maybe, again, not being quote unquote official, I think it puts you at the top of any list of guys to face a world champion on a big stage, whether it be Rumble, Mania, whatever it is.
Yeah.
So I think going into 2026, I think 2026 could be that, hey, let's give Sammy a run. Let's give Sammy a chance. Him and John, again, have some history with that U.S. title open tournament.
Yeah.
Sammy was one of the first people to accept that. So that they do go back a ways, and I think it would be a hell of a story. I do think there is a world Sami Zayn wins the whole damn thing.
I like that. Yeah,
dude, I do like that. That is a damn good pick, because also we were talking about top 4. I could see Sammy being in the top 4. I could see Sammy beating maybe even like a Joe Hendry. You know what I mean?
Yep.
In like a good clash between two good guys, right? You don't know who to cheer for. This way, like oh man, dude, you might be cooking. All right, pick number 2, young Matthew. Who are you going for?
All right. So I have a kind of to your point, I get kind of a fun one, but I'm gonna ask you guys. There's 2 in mind. I have my kind of fun, not wild one, but a fun one, and then I have a wild swing that I was thinking about saving for later, but I don't know if I want to risk it being
feels
taken.
Realistic.
I think so.
Okay.
Listen, if you want to waste your draft pick on a dark horse, your early draft pick, then go ahead.
You might have to make that. That's the risk, man. That's the risk of the draft.
Yeah.
You made the rules.
I'm potentially.
Yeah,
that's true. I'm potentially giving up a spot here because there's
a potential gimme.
There's a world where there's no shot this happens, but I think if there's any place for it to happen, it's soon. So screw it. I'm taking the risk.
Oh my God, here we go.
I think, and I don't think it's a winner, but I think it's entering the tournament and making waves. I think Chris Jericho comes back.
Whoa!
As part of the John Cena tournament.
Whoa!
Okay.
I think don't know the official.
I think that's the Bears trading up for Mitch Trubisky, but I like it's a bold. It's a bold strategy. I think I could see that. There's been so much rumor about it,
and it's been so we don't know the official word, but he's been so dark and quiet from AEW discussion at all.
Yeah,
I think I think if it's not here, I think it could be the Rumble. I think he's coming back for his Hall of Fame run.
Yeah,
and then out Dunsky.
I just want to see the jacket again.
Yep. So it's
Chris
bold.
Jericho.
I feel like Rumble is probably the more likely one, but I think it would be if the contract has expired and the numbers worked out or whatever. I think it would be a while. They have a ton of history together, back to the early days, back to the mid 2000s.
Yeah.
So I think it would be a fun way, but I don't know. It's a swing because I also think it would be wild for him to return after all this wild
into a
time
tournament,
and then where he probably won't win.
Yeah.
So, but I don't know.
The thing is, though,
but it's also Jericho, dude. He's not here to win anymore. He's kind of been.
But real talk,
about
though.
that, so I don't know.
Real talk, though. What better way than to bring back Chris Jericho than to have him actually win this whole tournament thing? It's Chris Jericho. It's a legend. He's going to be a Hall of Famer. So this isn't like a bad thing. No one really is buried or looks bad because it's Jericho.
I mean, if he wins the whole thing, I think you upset a lot of people.
Really?
Yeah.
You think so?
I don't think that I would be happy.
He was shady the whole way through. And
then what? Does he beat John, or does John go out with a win? Because then if he goes out beating the guy who just returned,
you don't want him fighting John Cena for his last match then?
I don't. I think it'd be a fun surprise to have him back for the tournament. I don't think he'd win the tournament. Maybe he'd be another Final Four potential.
Okay.
But I don't think he would win the tournament. I don't think he should.
Okay.
But it would be a super fun way for him to return to the company.
I don't disagree.
I don't disagree with that.
I think it would be cool.
It's my potential waste of a pick, but I think it could be fun.
All right. I'm up now. I'm gonna go with a safe-ish pick for this one, because I think that there is when we think about, like feuds of John Cena's and people who, could easily fit into this kind of format, who doesn't really have a lot to do, could maybe even make a deep run, I'm going to go with the greatest luchador of all time, Rey Mysterio. That is going to be my choice. Jake, what your face? What
the disrespect to Rey Mysterio on Jake's face?
No. Go ahead. I'll explain in a moment.
Well, I'm going with Rey because obviously there's history there with him and John Cena. He's the kind of person who, if his name is in there, it's very reminiscent of like Jeff Jarrett in the Owen Hart, where it was like, here's a guy who's like from also that era where John was wrestling, who's still doing it, blah, 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 all that stuff, right? Maybe he wins a round, then loses in the next, right? Might lose to a Gunther, for example, like the new generation kind of kicking up. So I feel like that's why I think Ray's going to be in it. I don't know. I don't think he's going to make a deep run, but I do think he's going to be in it. All right, Jake.
Okay.
I agree.
I think it's a garbage pick for two reasons.
Okay.
One, because there's just better opponents.
I don't disagree with you, man, but this is
there's
WWE.
better.
I'm thinking
there's better opponents out there. There's better opponents out there, and how dare you say he's the greatest luchador of all time? Because my number 2 pick is your intercontinental champion.
Oh my God.
Dirty Dominic Mysterio, baby.
And current AAA mega champ.
AAA mega champ. That right there. There's your dark horse to face John Cena, is Dominic Mysterio. When you said greatest luchador of all time,
that's what I thought.
That's why I was like, damn it, he stole my pick. But no, you picked a old ass man to come in here and face the likes of
first round match. Would not shock me if this is a first round match,
especially with them reconnecting on Raw last night.
Yeah, wouldn't. This would not
with
surprise
with
me.
Ray coming back. Damn. Yeah, I'm taking Dom. But
Dom's a good pick.
But it's going to be one of mine.
I think so. I think Dom's a very good pick. Look, I think a lot of people see him as kind of a future of WWE, and I don't disagree. I think that would be great. I think a lot of people
thought he was going to have a marquee singles match with Cena somewhere along this way. A lot of people thought it was going to come to that.
I'm guessing it's going to be Dom versus Ray for the IC title in San Diego at
Survivor Series.
At Survivor Series. That's what my guess is.
Sure.
And once he whoops his old man's ass, then he'll go whoop John Cena's old ass too. But now it's time for my number 3 pick in this draft. Somebody that I want somebody dominant, right? Somebody else like Gunther. I want to give John Cena a challenge. I don't want to just like throw some scrubs at him like Rey Mysterio. I want to give him and like we said, this is potentially about making a new name, right? Yeah. Well, what better new name to make than Oba Femi?
Ooh, like that.
I like that.
I want to see Oba Femi come in and this be his like first appearance on the main roster.
Yeah.
And he comes in and just tears through the tournament, tears through this bracket. Oba Femi coming in because we haven't seen him since he lost his NXT championship, and that dude's been ripe for being on the main roster for a hot minute. So I would love to see Oba Femi be in this tournament.
Oba Femi and Gunther are the last match.
That will feed families.
And I think that it's actually pretty smart if they were to do that, because Oba Femi can lose. He can lose in this instance because he's fighting Gunther, a multi-time world champion, and if there's
fought through like the whole roster to get there.
And this way, you don't need him. You already established he's a monster, But at the same time, though, you also have established that there's always, as Taker says, another big dog in the yard. So I think like that. You got me spinning. You got me spinning, bro. That I will tune in for. If that is what WWE decides to go with, man, that is exciting. You know what's funny though is that you said Obafemi. I had another name that was gonna pop up, and the timing is just way too appropriate because I think you want an opportunity here to establish another face, another opportunity, another big brand within NXT. Why not the former TNA World Champion Trick Williams?
Trick Willie would be a good one.
I thought Trick would be a good pick, largely because, I think he's ripe for a call up. I mean, it's kind of long overdue at this point. What more can he possibly do over there? And he could be a great addition in this tournament. Maybe, get a surprise win or two. Before you know it, maybe a top 4. Don't think so, but it could be a possibility. Would it be a waste of his time? I mean, maybe, but I don't know. I mean, they got to. I want to see him up in the main roster now. So that's kind of that's where I'm at. All right,
I like it.
All right,
I
Matt,
like it.
your final two.
Yes. Okay. So I had this thought, and like I originally considering some of the picks you guys threw out, I'm like, okay, maybe I'll take this one off the table. But honestly, I'm not like I wouldn't feel Trick Williams. Oba, I could see. I don't think Trick is set for this. But you know who someone I do think is, because they've been giving him opportunities to shine like that and running with him and getting bouncy with him, is Javon Evans.
Oh man, that would be great. Yeah,
he could have and he's a smaller, like he's not super small. He's actually pretty tall, but like, you know what I mean? He's not some big guy you have to quote unquote protect, but like give him one or two, again, standout matches. And just like with the US title tournament where he lost to Sami Zayn, he can get over in losing and then go back to NXT and continue to tear it the hell up.
Yeah.
And that they've just been really happy with him. And you can tell they're putting him in prime position, certainly in NXT, but with the TNA appearances and him showing up on SmackDown, he is primed for big things. And I don't think he wins this, but this could be another huge star-making opportunity for him.
That guy's incredible. He's incredible.
He's awesome.
Yeah.
So I think round 3 is all NXT for us.
Yeah.
So
the NXT round. Oh man. Okay.
Man, all right. I have a tough decision here. The final one, there's a guy I want in there kind of from legacy perspective. I'm looking at the roster here. Like, history with Cena and somebody who's been kind of the standard around here, but I don't see as winning, versus somebody who I think is on the up and up and a main player who could use this tournament to stand out even further. I don't know which way to go.
Come on, you got it. Go with your gut. Go with what you
I know.
feel.
I'm bouncing between like 3 people as my final pick, to be honest.
I know who my last one is already.
Well, after this, maybe we could do honorable mentions. How about that?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
So I think I'm gonna keep it
the play-in tournament, if you will.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it in the now. I'm gonna keep it focused in the now. I think somebody from the Vision has to be in this tournament.
Yeah.
And I think it's gonna be Braun Breaker. I think again, just continue to establish him as dominant. They can use it to spin off into whatever this wild crap with Logan Paul and CM Punk and all this stuff is. But I think he could have, again, even if he's not Final Four, even if he doesn't win it due to shenanigans and all this stuff, but a couple of dominant wins. And I think they've done a really good job with him so far. So keeping him in that conversation of these top performers, I think would be good.
Okay. Not bad. Not bad. That is a This is a damn good list. The Jericho one's
it's a wild
card. It's a wild card.
You know, there's an A in Breaker, right?
Oh, is it Breaker? I thought it was Brecker or something like that. I thought they spelled it weirdly.
Breaker.
No.
Okay.
It's Breaker.
Yeah, they still spell it with 2 Ks. It's just
very
utterly bizarre. Thank you for that. I know how to spell it. It's two Ks too many in my opinion. All right.
Well, one more would be too many.
Yeah, one more would be too many.
I agree with that. Okay, so I am going to kind of wrap around my pick with this next one because
reach around
it connects to one of the other names here. And I think this might be a first round matchup. If they did it, it would be awesome. But there's a certain former NXT champion who's kind of been floundering around, who's right now currently in this thing where he's being coached by a former WWE champion who also has a lot of history.
I thought about this too.
With John Cena, you know. And what better way than if The Miz coached his protege, Carmelo Hayes, to face John Cena for his final match. There's like a really fun story there. And I wouldn't be mad if they were to explore it. I doubt if they will, but yeah, that's my pick. And let me make sure I'm spelling the name.
I like that. I didn't think about it being Carmelo instead of Miz and Miz coaching him to that. I like that.
Yeah,
I like that a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I think maybe there's like, you know, so many people have been pointing out like how Melo's kind of just been floundering, hasn't really been doing all that much
on the side.
And I wouldn't be shocked if he faces Trick Williams in the first round, and that is like Trick's debut, or, you know, something along those lines. Like, I think that could be kind of interesting because there's already like a built-in story with those guys. They haven't been around each other for a while. They had an epic feud that lasted multiple NXT shows. So yeah, there's just an audience of people that know and are familiar with these two in the WWE, you know, ecosystem. So why not? Shoot your shot. All right. So there you have it for me. Jake, your final pick. Who's it going to be?
Hit up.
Well, you know, traditionally in the NFL draft, the final pick of the draft is called Mr. Irrelevant.
Oh.
And ironically, that's what they call him, Mr. Irrelevant. Now, ironically, the starting quarterback for the 49ers, who got a huge contract in Brock Purdy, was Mr. Irrelevant the year that he was in the draft.
Wow.
So so good things can come from this spot. Sure. Good things can come from this pick. And while trying to decide who I was going to go with, I was like, you know what? I think I want to go with someone who is both a great competitor, but yet himself has felt like Mr. Irrelevant the past few months, perhaps even years, because he just cannot seem to get anything going. He keeps getting cut off at the knees. I think that this could be a chance for him to finally get a big win that he can go on to continue to brag about and then continue to blow big title matches. But I'm going to go
I know.
with Mr. Irrelevant is Drew McIntyre.
Yeah. He was one of my maybes for sure.
Drew McIntyre, I think would be great because, man, that dude needs a win. And what a great thing for him to do as this like smarmy heel than to be the guy who put down the ultimate good guy, John Cena, and could finally give him something. I mean, good Lord, my picks are like,
I think
meaty. I got some meaty picks.
You got the monsters and then Dirty Dom.
Yeah. I think the winner's coming from Jake's side. I think the winner's coming from Jake's side. I don't think.
Yeah.
Now, how realistic do we think Sheamus, Priest, Nakamura, and Rusev are in this situation?
I don't.
I don't really. Our editor Scan had mentioned that he, out of those original 4, he liked Sheamus.
I do,
which
too.
I kind of agree with.
Yeah,
because I think they have the most tie. Like Priest is just kind of a current guy. He's not really had much interaction with Cena,
Rusev.
Nakamura.
Rusev had a Mania match
Rusev
with
had
him.
a big one.
Yeah.
But like Sheamus won his first world title off Cena. They go even further back than Rusev does.
Yeah.
So like that's one of those like full circle kind of moment things, but I don't truly think it would be any of them.
Yeah.
In the end.
The more likely of this is Gunther. The most exciting of this is probably Joe Hendry.
Probably.
Or
Sammy. I think Sammy.
Say Sammy or Joe.
Sammy
but
cool.
For different reasons.
Yeah.
You know? Because for Joe, it's obviously like it's Joe Hendry. It's the match he's always wanted. It's happening. Sami Zayn, it's
long time coming.
Big match, big fight feel. It's gonna be cool. I think that there is a potential world where Joe Hendry does it though. So I don't know why, but it's like, you know, you can also like, is Cena going to win his? Does Cena want to win his last match? Is he?
That's
winning
a big rub for a guy who's not even signed on the dotted line.
That's what I'm saying. Cena can win his last match against Joe Hendry, and it would. Would that feel weird to you, Matt?
It would feel very weird to me. I know everybody points to Sting. Sting has totally flipped the old school idea on its head. You go out on a win, right? I don't think that's John. John has always been about, especially in these last like 10 years of his career, has really been about like, hey, how can we elevate someone?
Yeah.
How can we? And in this, now in many other circumstances, he could like with the U.S. title opener tournament, right? The challenge, he can elevate them in defeat. People who were from NXT, people who didn't get TV time, were having 15-minute matches with John Cena. But this is the last one. So the point here is to beat him on the way out. Like there's no title. It's not about exposure anymore at this point. The whole tournament will be about exposure and getting a chance to show off. The final match is about beating Cena. And I feel like that needs to be the story. And a damn, you did good, kid. Carry that legacy on to the future and go off into the good night.
Yeah.
So it could happen. I don't think that's John.
All right.
Who were our dark horses? The people that you're like that could have made the cut that you were.
So real quick, my like runners up or whatever. You touched on it, GB. The Miz was going to be. I feel like
he's in my list as well.
Could be a likely entrant. The other ones we were picking, I felt more excited by, but I feel like Miz is one of those guys. I'm like, he's so surefire. He's got a lot of history with Cena. I feel like they will place him likely in the tournament. I don't see him winning it or even maybe Final Four, but I feel like he will likely be in. And then my other likely, I think Jey Uso. I don't know what else they have planned for him the next, but I feel like they'll potentially could throw him in there.
Especially considering that he's kind of taken the mantle up of, the Cena shirt guy. You know what I mean? Like
kind of the man of the people sort of thing.
He's got that whole thing going.
I thought.
Go for it.
Go ahead.
I was just going to say mine were The Miz and Aleister Black.
I thought about Aleister Black.
Yeah, but I didn't really see what Aleister Black's presence would be in it outside of like maybe trying to beat Damian Priest because they've been crossing paths because they both wear tattoos. So that's like, I mean, that's the most I'm getting from the feud, from the story between them. It's just you look like a demon man. I look like a demon man. We shall fight, and then that's basically it.
Fight for the demon.
Fight for the right to hear yourself, the demon man. All right, Jake. What about you? Dark horses, honorable mentions.
One I had was L.A. Knight.
Sure, yeah, of course.
I could see him being in that tournament. And again, maybe it's just because I want him to get some kind of push and he's not getting one either. Another one that I thought about that could be a lot of fun. The Samoan werewolf, Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
I think that could be a really fun one as well. I think seeing those two
really been
face off
doing
would be a
anything
blast.
lately, right?
He's dealing with
this
medical condition of some kind.
Yeah,
they do not disclose. It's not an injury, but All they've said is it's some kind of
medical
medical
condition.
condition.
I hope he's okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, as another one.
Another who I would have loved but is hurt is Kevin Owens.
Yeah. Oh, he would have been.
Oh yeah.
I wish Kevin Owens were involved in this so bad.
And I guess he still might have been holding the title, depending on like Seth would have been another one.
Yeah.
Here's one thought. I'm surprised none of us maybe threw him in there because he's not involved in anything currently. But Roman, nobody, because he hasn't really done anything with
Cena. Feel like a thing that he would do.
It doesn't, though, right?
You know? You think Roman Reigns going to have a match on television? You're crazy. You know?
Yeah.
Like, come on, guys. What do you think this is?
And I think, he's at that level where it's like, are you going to put him in if he's not going to win it? Then just don't put him in it.
Exactly.
Now, I'll tell you a super, as far as like unlikely dark horse that I think would have been fun is Wade Barrett.
Oh, that would have been great.
I thought Wade Barrett would have been fun just to see him. Of course, I just want to see him in the ring again. I
want to hear boom one more time.
Yeah.
That's all I want.
Yeah.
That's all I want. Well, let's take a look one more time and review what we have here. So for Jake, we have Gunther, Dominic Mysterio, Obafemi, and Drew McIntyre, a meaty and dastardly pool. For me, I have Joe Hendry, Rey Mysterio, Trick Williams, and Carmelo Hayes. For me, went a little outside of the box-ish, if you will. And then for Matt, who really went outside of the box, he had Sami Zayn, Chris Jericho, who isn't even in WWE right now, but you never know. Javon Evans, who that's a wild, but man, how cool that would be.
That would be fun, yeah.
Braun Breaker, because we all felt an obligation that there needed to be at least one person from the Vision on this thing, potentially. Yeah. And there you have it, folks. That's the list. Let us know what you think in the comments down below.
That's a fun bracket.
It's a fun tournament.
It is. Yeah. It is. Does this excite you? Do you think like this is a something that's like, who are you thinking is going to be in this,
please,
competition?
Let us know.
Let us know in the comments down below. We'll share them next week on the show. We'd love to hear from you because honestly, this thing is kind of wide open and we only know 4 confirmed names as of this recording, which is Tuesday, November 4th. Sheamus, Damian Priest, Shinsuke Nakamura, and Rusev. So we will see. That takes us to the final and best part at the end of the day, the end of the show, this segment that we all have been waiting for. It is the Rebooked. Oh no, the graphics not working. Hold on one second. I got to fix it real quick. 24/7.
There we go.
Champion of the week. This, of course, is where we talk about the thing that brought us the most joy this week in the world of life. In the world of life.
In the world
of life.
I'll start first real fast. I have 2 things. First up, it's November 4th as we're recording this. Today's election day in the United States. Massive elections happening all across the country. Hopefully you have exercised your civic duty. It is an important thing to do. And more importantly, vote Zoran Mamdani for mayor of New York City.
New York.
Let's go, baby. Also,
got my ballot right here that I'm.
Let's go. And Prop 50 if you are in California, like myself and Jake are. Do you have any elections by you, Matt? I don't know.
There might be some. We're on an off year. There might be some local ones. I probably should have. I'm being a bad local citizen, but nothing major of note. Unlike some of those other cities, there's not any huge ballots on the thing right now.
And here's the important thing: don't be like Matt. Understand.
Don't.
In your local ballot,
because local is where it gets done. Like, look, everybody votes for the president, but like the every day-to-day kind of thing happens in your city councils and your wards or whatever kind of thing. Those are the people who get the trash picked up and the water running and the police funded or defunded or whatever, the fire department.
Right. So get out there, make sure you stay up to date on all those things. Of course, I was joking, Matt, but I feel you. Good message.
I literally my wife reminded, she's like, it's election day tomorrow. I'm like, I thought that was just in New York. She's like, no, everybody kind of has it. I'm like, shoot, I should look up what's on the ballot right now. That's on me.
Of course, this comes out November 4th. We'll find out what happens later on, but we'll see. But I would say my real one, but it depends. We could decide at the end. is I've been playing Arc Raiders. I told you guys about this game before we started. This game is crack. It's so fun. I love it. It's enjoyable as all hell. I'm still loving Battlefield. Battlefield's still an excellent game.
Aha!
But there's something about Arc Raiders that's great. What do you have?
Sorry.
Did you get Battlefield? Is that why you're saying?
No, there are no elections in Illinois on November 4th.
Hey, okay, we got your bullet there. Whew, there we go.
Okay, continue. Arc Raiders.
But yes, Arc Raiders is amazing. If you've ever tried like extraction, looter, shooters and stuff, this game it does that. But it's got a really unique world. It's got a cool story. The devs did a fantastic job. It runs really well.
It's a big game. It's very popular, but it's not $70. It's a $40 game, right? It's another one, kind of like the Hell Divers and stuff, like these surprise hits that are like AA price.
Yeah.
And like just killing it.
And there are, look, there are microtransactions in the game, but everything that you'd want to get is cosmetic. It's the same thing as the finals. If you ever played the finals, it's actually made by the same studio, Embark, who is published by Nexon. Yeah, and it's a genuinely like Nexon used to have like and they still kind of do, but they had a track record of kind of like being a little hit or miss with these free to play games, more miss than hit. But now with Embark Studios and like what they've been doing, the finals is an excellent game. Play that. Arc Raiders, excellent game. Check that out. We are genuinely feeding right now. We are feeding when it comes to quality video games. It is absurd. So many awesome games across the board. That's all I got. Who wants to go next?
I'll go next. So I mentioned earlier about my trip to Mexico. So like Mexico, hell yeah, tequila. I like it now. So on. So since I already talked about that, I'll keep it in the video game realm because something I've been playing. I was probably going to mention it last week had I been there because it released right before last week's taping. But the Outer Worlds 2 is awesome.
Yeah, is it? I can't wait to play it.
Yeah. It's not like blowing the RPG world up, but it's like, it's just doing what Obsidian does best. And I think it's way better than Avowed was. And I enjoyed Avowed earlier this year. But it takes everything about Outer Worlds 1, which I enjoyed. Didn't blow the roof off, but I really enjoyed it. I like Obsidian.
It's a good spacefaring story, Like
it improved it in every single way. The gameplay is better, the weapons are better, the worlds are better, but it's more of the same. Funky characters, super satirical story about evil corporations.
Yep.
Which some stupid reviewers used as a knock against the game. They're like, amidst Microsoft like firing people, it releases a game like this. I'm like, we should be hearing more voices like this.
Right.
Yeah, like
it's ironic in the best way. So I'm like,
why are game reviewers the way that they are? I just
so they're like, this is only a 3 out of 5 because it's tone deaf. And I'm like, Microsoft didn't make the game, they're just releasing it. And so it's actually super funny that this studio made this game making fun of greedy corporations and then get published by a greedy corporation.
Yeah.
So it's a lot of fun though. So check it out.
Outer Worlds. I mean, Obsidian.
On Game Pass if you have it.
Obsidian they're incredible. That's New Vegas as well, right? That was
it's on par in my opinion.
They also did Knights of the Old Republic.
Knights of the Old Republic.
Yes. Yeah. So excellent devs. All right, Jake. Bring us home. Who do you got? What you got?
Oh man, I don't know. I got married, so that's all I really care about.
Hell yeah!
You know, that's all.
Guys,
I found out. Look,
we're done.
And the beautiful thing about marriage is still like learning more and more about your partner.
Yes.
And I learned that my wife and I can absolutely house a cake that was made for 8 to 12 people. I mean, my sister was like, we want to buy you like a wedding cake thing. And I was like, all right, just buy us the smallest thing. And we get this cake and it's allegedly for like 8 to 12 people. And it's like a tall cake, right? And like the second
cake?
Yeah, it was a pretty good size. I mean, it was
like,
a larger
it tiered
cake.
like a wedding cake?
No.
No.
It was just one cake, but some inner layers, if you will. Sure. It was but like the thing is when we cut it, it started to fall apart.
Oh no!
Like fall apart, like out. No. So I had to like grab it and I like hold it together while we tried to figure out what are we going to do with this cake, and we ended up just putting it in a big Tupperware thing. So we were just going and eating spoonfuls of cake all weekend. We're like, all right, let's just go get a scoop of cake out of the Tupperware. And that's what we did all weekend. And it was awesome.
That is so
And
good.
I was like, it got to the point where we're like, we have eaten so much cake. Our primary diet this weekend was cake.
It was cake. Yeah.
And I have no regrets for it. So my 24/7 champion is not my wife. It's cake.
It's cake.
That's the
cake.
point. No, I'm just.
Well, I think we'll go ahead and give the 24/7 championship to Jake's nuptials. And your cake and your Tupperware cake, which I have done the same before, man. It's a vibe. Let me tell you, my mom used to take the remainders of our cake, because when I was a kid, we used to go to this bakery called Valencia, and they used to make this pineapple cake. Cake that it was like vanilla cake with
like an upside down cake.
Yeah, kind of, right? And then it was like layer, like had the frosting and everything. And she would always.
So this is us.
Oh shoot!
Holding the cake, trying to figure out what the hell to do with it.
Oh my God!
At that point, it's like perfectly sliced cake. The ceremony of it, that's for other people.
Yeah, exactly.
At the end of the day,
it's
want to eat it.
To be eaten.
Yeah, and that's what the cake looked like.
Very pretty, beautiful.
It was a cookies and cream cake.
Yeah. Then it didn't last very long.
It was vegan and gluten free.
Oh,
crazy enough.
So you even were healthy in the whole process.
That's what I'm saying. So really, if anything, I'm better off for I'm better off having eaten the cake all weekend.
All right, fellas, we're gonna. He's right there. We're getting there, guys. We got to catch up to Matt eventually. All right, everyone, that's gonna do it for us this week. We thank you so much for tuning in. As always, if you happen to enjoy this episode, make sure you give us a like wherever you decide to listen to your podcast, whether it's here on YouTube or it's there on Spotify or it's over on Apple Podcasts or wherever you decide to listen to this crap. And you can also check us out at www.rebookedpod.com. You can also find our awesome Discord community, link in the description down below on all the platforms. But to make it even easier, once again, you can go to www.rebookedpod.com. All links, everything you need is right there. Thank you all so much for watching. We'll see you all next week. Take care of each other. Peace.